Last weekend, police last week Last weekend, police broke up a major sex trafficking ring in Colombia, which has become a destination for tourists looking for sex with boys and girls. The police had help from an American who went undercover to rescue the children, and Elaine Quijano met him.
Tim Ballard has one mission: to track down child traffickers. 4 months ago, Colombian authorities asked him to investigate a tip that children were being sold there as sex slaves.
Within a half hour, this individual walks up to me, starts asking me what I'm here for, what I want, and within minutes, he says, well, I've got kids as young as 11 years old.
Ballard, a former Homeland Security agent, now heads up Operation Underground Railroad, a nonprofit group that rescues trafficked kids. After that first meeting, the Colombians asked him to put together a sting.
No men will be in here, only women.
Operation Underground Railroad spent months planning, renting this house, rigging it with hidden cameras to document the crime, coordinating with Colombian authorities, and negotiating with the traffickers.
How they find these kids is they lure them in by pretending to have a modeling agency. They target them at 9 or 10 years old. And they were telling us that about by 11, they're ready for sex. They're ready to be sold.
What is that like, looking into that kind of person's eyes?
It's horrifying, and this is why. Because I've got a smile in the face of evil. This is the table where we're going to do the negotiation.
Less than 24 hours after the operatives landed, the suspected traffickers arrived on the island, and the final deal with the undercover team began. 54 boys and girls aged 11 to 18 were ushered in for what had been billed as a sex party. They were given candy and drinks and told to wait in this small room.
This little 11-year-old boy, I remember, he asked one of my operatives if they could give him some cocaine or something. He said, they usually give me something because I'm really scared.
By the time the deal was 54 boys and girls aged 11 to 18 were ushered in for what had been billed as a sex party. They were given candy and drinks and told to wait in this small room.
This little 11-year-old boy, I remember, he asked one of my operatives if they could give him some cocaine or something. He said, they usually give me something because I'm really scared.
By the time the deal was done, the alleged traffickers were set to make $25,000. That transaction was never completed. 25 Colombian special operatives stormed the party, arresting 5 suspects, 4 men and 1 former beauty queen, all charged with child trafficking. The victims, 29 of whom are under 18, were evacuated, given medical exams, and placed in a rehabilitation center where specialists are working to undo the damage.
Right before I got in the boat, we had to walk by this room where the kids were, and they put their hand up. And I touched their hand and see that there's liberation now.
Liberating one child at a time. Elaine Quijano, 54 boys and girls aged 11 to 18 were ushered in for what had been billed as...
Man, that's heavy.
What?
That is not an easy one.
Yeah, I tell you, man. That's a yeah. We had to start
usually you see me like with like super energy coming in, and like after seeing something of that nature, man, there's nothing more sickening than anything like that. It's just gross, man. It's gross.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. This week I've been looking through a lot of stuff dealing with this, man. It's unreal how much stuff you run across. You know what I mean? When you start reading up on this, and it's just tons of stuff. But the thing is that you read up on all this stuff, and you see all these videos and stuff about it, and they just had a movie that just came out about this, Sound of Freedom, which was actually dealing with this. The guy that we just showed the clip on, he was the one they made that movie off of.
Wow.
But you see all this stuff, and you don't really hear about it that much, and we know it's a growing problem, and it's getting more and more each year, it's getting worse and worse. But you don't see people talk a lot about it. And this month, January, is Human Traffic Awareness Month. And last year on the Big Boneyard, we did something, and then this year we was trying to do the same thing because it's a it's a dark and disturbing reality that and it affects millions of people around the world. Um, More or less, it's a form of modern day slavery that involves the recruitment, transportation, and exploitation of individuals for various purposes, which is like forced labor, sexual exploitation, organ trafficking. I mean, the list goes on and on. And these victims of this trafficking they're taken like they find these vulnerable individuals who are lured or coerced uh, um, into this life. Some dealing with like in that movie we was watching, dealing with they had like a modeling thing, and they lured all those kids there, supposed to be on a modeling exposition or whatever, and then they end up gone. And before you know it, they on a they on a plane, train, a bus, or cargo trailer or whatever, and they being shipped to God knows where to do God knows
Hmm.
what. So like I said, we got Anthony here tonight. We're gonna bring him in, and this guy here is, you know, you guys is watching. You really need to pay attention to what this guy does here. Now he's in Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan is known for trafficking, you know, and they get those girls and they put them on them boats and ship them over to Canada, and then get away with them from there. Him and his guys, um, known as the renegades against predators, they actually go and they find these hotel rooms that these girls are kept at. They find these buildings that these girls are kept at, and they bust in and they get these kids out. So, why don't you bring Anthony up right quick?
How you doing, kind sir? And Anthony, you're also gonna have to unmute yourself. Let's see. There we go. We're good.
What's going on, guys? I'm Anthony, better known Renegade Tone. Thank you for putting me on your podcast tonight. I feel truly blessed about this. Yeah, it's been a bumpy road. It's been a real bumpy road. Last year, Bishop invited me on the show, and that's when I was fresh into this. I'm a survivor. I'm a CSA survivor. The childhood trauma, if my pain turned into passion, and I didn't want any child to go through the same thing I went through. So I dedicated my page, I dedicated my life, I dedicated everything to helping these children. Not enough of us out here are actually doing this work. Like you said, we can do the work, we can talk about the work, but are we putting 10 toes down on the concrete? Last year I had the opportunity to do the hotel thing, which was very dangerous, but it worked out for the better. There's a lot of projects going on here now in Detroit. We just had over 250 trafficking survivors rescued in the city of Detroit 3 months ago, which was very beautiful. We're closing down our border from Canada to Detroit because that's one of the most deadliest borders in the country. There over 95,000 children get trafficked each year out of Canada to Detroit, and that's just the number that they think is real. There's probably thousands upon thousands of more children. What I do on social media on TikTok is go through and find online predators and online pedophiles that shouldn't have a profile, that shouldn't have a page, and that need to get kicked off. Whether it's us calling the local authorities, dog walking them on the app, or doing both at the same time. Within the last 5 months, we've got 98 predators off of that TikTok app. Currently, I'm working to fight a CP ring on Instagram, which is very dangerous and very disgusting, but we have a lot of ears and eyes open on it right now. So it's been a year. It really has been a year. It's been a dangerous year. The internet can make you go crazy, and the internet is crazy itself.
Yes, it is. Never ending too. Never ending. Yeah, no,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the. There was a couple of videos that you had sent. With, I guess y'all had one where it was like out of 5 months, you had like 90 some people that y'all had caught within those 5 months.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a. Hold on, man. Let me show. So, okay, so let me ask you this: where do you find these people? So do you get like tips as to where these people are? How do you and the renegades know where to go to?
So we deal with real life anons, real life anonymous. Um, these people, silence and secrecy is their number one thing. We get their information within 5 minutes. We find the profile, we send the profile to a bunch of them. We talk about it, make sure it's vetted and it's proofed in. And we go from there. We've had out of them 98, we've had 26 of them arrested. We've had 13 of them actually talk to decoys that I have that act like they're 12 and 13 and 14-year-old boys and girls, and we get them to the local authorities. We got one that went back for 17 years. He's not going to see the day of light for a while.
Oh wow, wow.
Well,
Okay, so
and also when it comes to social media and these platforms, not a lot of people, I guess, know this, but there is a terms of service that if you are a registered sex offender, it's just like being in you can't be by a local school, right? Same thing. You can't be on the apps. Same thing.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, it gets TikTok. If you look at TikTok's rules, TikTok is very, very strict about that. But then you look at the dark side of TikTok and you'll see some things you don't want to see. There's thousands upon thousands of these that are going on right now. There's this one named QB. He's actually a teacher and he's talking about grooming 15 and 14-year-old girls. And he's a big creator on TikTok. And we're going to get him deplatformed. We had him lose his job, so that's the first thing. Now he's yelling and screaming, and his face looks like a sixth grader's desk. So I mean, he's he's an odd person. He really is. But the work has to start. I seen you, Bishop. You talked about Tim Ballard.
mm-hmm.
There's pros and cons of that man. He did great work. He did do great work. Sound of Freedom. It was a good movie for what it was. It was very sensationalized. What they showed in that movie, the girl that he rescued, how they showed it was like 5 days, 6 days. Actually in real life, it was 24 hours. He rescued that girl. After that movie was done, Tim Ballard left the Underground Railroad. There was a lot of controversy behind that movie. There was 4 crowdfunders that got caught trafficking children that funded that movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They say the loudest ones in the room.
Usually, yep. That's how it comes out, and it's weird how you want to do something like that to show how bad it is against, and then yet they're like literally the ones funding the. It's like, what is wrong with these people? Yeah, no, they're sick individuals, very sick.
Right. It is. Go ahead.
I was reading up earlier on this, and it was saying that worldwide they had 27.6 million victims worldwide. Could you imagine that? 27.6 million victims.
Wow.
And you had 1.2 million children between the age of 18 and 24. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
It's mind blowing.
And they've been shipped around for, all these different places, I mean, to do God knows what. And this, I looked up also how it talks about the top 10 places, top 10 states. And some of them actually that was on there last year ain't on there this year. It's another state that took over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run through these top 10. Okay, starting from number 1 to number 10. The number 1, which I did not think it would be, but it really is. It's Nevada. The number 1 place is Nevada.
This is Vegas, I'm guessing. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, Mississippi. Number 3, Florida. 4 is Georgia. 5 is Ohio. 6 is Delaware. 7 is California. 8 is Missouri. 9 is Michigan. And 10 is Texas. Now, North Carolina used to be on there, but they got cut out. Texas
So
took over their
almost basically everything on the outside where the borders are, pretty much, primarily, except for the pipeline, which is literally Las Vegas. I mean, that's why Vegas is what it is because that is the pipeline to the rest of the country. So it makes sense. This is, man, that's the more I'm going to get into this, the more I'm going to get heated. So, yeah.
Well, there's one video I'm getting ready to play where it was a guy that Tone had dealt with, and he was caught messing with a 15-year-old, and I guess the 15-year-old was in a bar, and like the whole interview, he never said anything about the fact that he's fucking around with a 15-year-old. His whole case was why was she in the bar? I never would have did it if she wasn't in the bar. You know what I mean? So you really go by it and you act like that this is something that you couldn't help. I mean, like you couldn't look at a 15-year-old girl and tell that she was, a little young. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you have thought that? I mean,
Yep.
I mean, just to set it straight, though, there are some young girls that do look older, but when you look them in their face, you can tell that they're younger. You know what I mean? You know that they're not supposed to be in there. Whatever, that doesn't matter what they have on or what they look like. You know that they're not supposed to be there. So I'm gonna play this little video right quick, just to show you just how stupid people are these days.
TikTok, we got an issue, so let's get our motherfucking subscription.
I'm just sitting here, yeah. Except I still have the question of why is somebody attacking somebody for something that happened 20 years ago, which involved a 15-year-old girl in a bar. Why don't we talk about how the 15-year-old girl got in a bar? Not about the part that pisses everybody off. Let's talk about the part that nobody wants to answer for.
Woof, woof, woof. You got the renegade's attention. Now, if you don't know who this gentleman is, loosely, gentleman, it's this man right here. Hello. So you expose your private parts to a 15-year-old girl in the bar, and you can't tell the difference between a 15-year-old and a grown woman? And now you're just trying to justify and rationalize that bullshit? Well, why was she in the bar anyways? That still don't give you a right. You're goofy, and we're coming.
Damn straight. Yes.
Hey, I'm letting the dogs in. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna mute my mic, okay?
Absolutely, absolutely. You're all good. I'll put you in the back so you can do your thing. No,
that's crazy.
This is crazy, and it's funny how not funny. It's ironic, I guess, how you can almost ask anybody out here in the world, but in the United States especially, about, oh, do you know about human trafficking? Do you know about this, blah, blah? Everyone's like, yeah, everyone knows it's happening. Well, the numbers are growing and growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And yet we're just like allowing this to happen as a society. Now, there's only a handful of people that are going to really take this into their hands. And because a lot of people would rather just mind their own business so they don't get in trouble. So someone like Anthony, he puts not only his life on the line, but his freedom on the line. And that's something I have to put my utmost respect for. Absolutely.
Right, right, absolutely. When I was reading up on this, one of the biggest things that kind of stood out to me is that a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, these kids get trafficked by people that they know.
Right.
You
Right.
know, these are people that these kids are have been around, that has a certain degree of comfortability with this person, you know, who don't think that, okay, like, you're older than me, you're supposed to protect me, you're not gonna let anything happen to me. And these are the people that's actually part of why this stuff goes on the way it goes. You know what I mean? Because they're getting brought in by people who have given them this false sense of security to make them think that, okay, I got your back. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. And then you feed them to the wolves.
Right. Right.
So isn't that a lot of what you seeing, Anthony, on your end? A lot of
That's
people are people that a lot of people that you are pulling up out of there uh, end up being involved in that based on people that they actually knew that brought them into it.
yes. You see that a lot. And I mean somebody said in the comment section about trust.
Yep.
It's trust. They get your trust. It's a game that they play. Like these traffickers are the biggest narcissists you will ever see in your life. Their manipulation tactics are like top tier. They'll feed you the world. They'll feed you everything on a silver platter, and then in 10 seconds you're gone to the next hotel or you're gone to the next tunnel going to another state. There was so the thing about that. There's going to be a documentary. There's going to be a documentary on, I think, HBO Max next month. And it's called Pick a Side. I believe it's called Pick a Side. And it's talking about what we talked about last year about dropping our politics and like whatever side you're on. Just as children have no political ideology. Children don't care who you voted for. Children don't care if you're a conservative or a liberal. Children do not care about that. Children care about being safe. Now, 4 months ago, they tried one side of the spectrum, tried dragging me because I questioned somebody from LGBTQIA community. I didn't like the video that this person made. And I said, what the hell is this? This should be on a children's app. I don't care where you're from, what community you're from. If you're doing some egregious shit, I am going to call it out. If you are a threat to children, and I believe you as a person, not the community, you as a person are a threat to children, I am gonna talk my shit.
As you should. As you should. Absolutely. You have a platform. I mean, you have a platform just as much as they do, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Let's
Well, yeah,
play it.
absolutely. I
Yep.
mean, now, what do you think about this, Anthony? Now, another thing that I read was that you were just talking about the government part of this, about them trying to get rid of the word pedophile. They want to use was it minor attracted person
Oh,
instead of
man.
just saying pedophile. You know what I mean? Why are you trying to? I mean, why do you think they're trying to simplify this to make it seem like like it's not a big deal? You know what I mean? Like, okay, so you go from pedophile to minor attracted person. You know what I mean? Why is it that you think that they're going through so many lengths to kind of water down what this really is?
Because they want to try to rehabilitate them. They think there's rehabilitation for them. The success rate of rehabilitation is 13%. So that means how many more percent? 87% of them are reoffending. So there's wood chippers and pig farms. I'm sorry, I'm very blunt. That whole minor attracted person thing, that's disgusting. And
It
now
is.
you have these purple hair, love, peace, and happiness ass people sitting here. Well, everybody needs a chance. No, they don't, because every man who hurts a child looks like my uncle at the end of the day. What I want to do to my uncle is some shit I don't explain on podcasts. So
Right.
what I look at is a monster. That's a monster that can hurt a child, that can hurt a woman. That's a monster. That's not a minor attracted person. Stop putting this cute cliche niche to it. It's disgusting. It really is. And I am sick and tired of that. I went around and around on TikTok with a lady named Lola Ray. She's like, you guys are vilifying minor attracted people. I said, look, not all pedophiles are child molesters, but all child molesters are pedophiles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Facts. You can't
And
go
that,
one way or the other on that one.
yeah, and that's, I mean, like, I got tired of arguing with these people. It just gets real. It just gets wall talking scenarios. Like, I'm not going to get to you. I'm not, until this guy is head first in a wood chipper, you're not going to understand what I mean. You know, and I'm very brutal about it. These people don't need grace. They don't. They're monsters.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's $150 billion business a year. $150 billion a year in traffic.
With a B.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is not just something that is just for attractiveness. It's a full-blown business. It's a whole operation, man. And it is crazy. Once it's kind of like the red car theory. You don't really realize how many red cars you saw today on the road, but if you go out going with like, hey, I'm going to give you $50 knowing how many cars you find that are red today, you're going to see a whole bunch of them, aren't you? And that's basically what every time we get onto a topic, we're such researchable people that we'll put our focus in this and go, wow, you know, like there's so much that could go on for days and days and days and days and days. And we could sit here and make literally YouTube channels out of it. And yet, you know what I mean? But people are not talking about it for some odd reason.
You know,
especially on a public forum like this.
I mean, and they go through all lengths to get them. You know what I mean? Like they do. Like, check this out. You know what? I'm not even gonna say that. Check this out. This one here is this one here is. Let's check this out.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
They go through all lengths to get, you know what I mean, to do this. I mean, it's
if they could fit themselves, they would put themselves in the tires, dude. You know, like I know it's crazy. It's like we were saying, it's a full-blown business, man, whether it's like on that business scale or it's that total freak. I mean, it's all freak scale. Let's just be real. Or their other motive is completely sexual.
Right.
It's so the funny thing is, so sex labor is number 2. Okay. Work labor is number 1. Work trafficking for labor is number 1 in the world right now. They kidnap more kids for work labor than they do for the sex trade, but it's coming head to head right now. They're very neck to neck right now. And it's to the point where it's when are we gonna like sit down and have a roundtable discussion of how to do this and how to get these people, how to get rid of these people, and to drop all this shit and talk like real Americans are supposed to talk. You know, I'm 44 years, I'll be 44 at the end of the month. I grew up in the Mitt Romney Republican era where they can sit down with a Democrat and they can talk and Republican can talk to them and have a beer and a barbecue. So why can't we sit down and do that? Over 2022 to 2023, there was over 861 American politicians that got caught with CSE, child sexual cases in this country. California, they just blocked a bill to make trafficking a strikeable offense. You get more time for passing a note at a bank than you trafficking a little boy or a little girl. You get 4 years for trafficking a child, but you get 20 years for passing a note at a bank or selling dope on the block. But you get 4 years for trafficking a child, non-strikeable offense. And they shot that shit down.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, Michigan just had to try to stop the whole child marriage. We stopped the child marriage shit. There was politicians that were trying to keep the age where you can marry somebody at 14 years old in the state of Michigan. And Governor Whitmore said, hell no, we doing this 18 or older. You're going to get married. There's no way in hell we're going to have child marriage in this state.
Right.
That's
I mean, why would you want to marry a 14-year-old girl?
For real.
Oh boy. You know what I mean?
For
seriously.
real.
I mean, what happened to letting a child be a child? Whatever happened to that? You know what I mean? Why is it that these, they doing this to where they like you trying to let these kids become adults so quick? You know what I mean? And
You can't even rationalize what these people
right.
are doing.
I mean,
It's so sick.
what is your fetish for a fucking child though? You know what I mean? All these women running around your age, but you want to fuck with somebody's kid? You know what I mean? Or you want to get these kids and put them in a fucking sweatshop and have them sitting there fucking working and shit, working in fucking slaughterhouses and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? I done seen the videos about that when they had them kids working in slaughterhouses, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They had like 8, 9-year-old kids working in slaughterhouses. You know what I mean? Who does that? You know what I mean? Like how inhumane can you be to treat someone's kid like that?
Yeah, well, okay. So the thing I told you guys earlier, I'm not going to get into very, very strict details about it because it is very, I don't know if I should say trigger warning. This is going to be very brutal, but trigger warning, this is going to be very brutal. So I came across 3 pages on IG. All of them had pictures of little girls. These pictures of little girls were very adult. They had acronyms, they had emojis, they had things like wrapped and unwrapped in the comment section for each of these kids' pictures on this page. Wrapped means the kid is for sale. Unwrapped means the kid is already gone. Now, on one of them pages, over 73% of them children were unalive. They were dead. They were already dead. The thing we found out that it's originated from Texas. It's generational. They actually have incubation centers where the trafficking victims have children and they raise those children to be trafficking victims, and they raise their grandchildren and the great-great-grandchildren to be trafficking victims. And a big part of these traffickers are the law enforcement officials in Texas. They have a very big thing to do with this. And it's disgusting because we can't touch it as citizens because it's dangerous. It will go from threats on the internet to threats in your household. So it's things like that you have to be careful with. But they're literally doing it blatantly on things like IG, Snapchat, Instagram, all Twitter, everything. They're doing these pages and people are turning blind eyes to them. So
yeah, I mean, they're willing to go out there and literally put it out in the open, literally. Like these guys are out on social media, which all eyes are on you, right? I mean, it can happen at any time. So they're putting themselves out there willingly, knowing that they can't even be on the platform at all anyways. And then now you're mad that you got caught?
And these kids, look, like these kids in these pictures, it was all very risque pictures. And these kids were everywhere from 3 to 11 years old.
I can't even hear it, man.
That's what I'm dealing with right now. That's what I'm trying to combat right now, but it's very dangerous. Now, the thing is with things like this, you have to put a tight grip on it. So say if you're on Instagram, you catch one of these, right? So you're like, what the hell is this? Okay. You're looking through it like, okay, I'm going to get something. Okay. You know, on the side, how they have like click your story on the side of Instagram or something, you click that story, that red flags your profile. And what they can do is red flag your profile and have the cops sent to your house thinking that you're the one that's doing this fucking page. These traffickers are not dumb at all, man. I've had 3 of my friends caught up on it, had court cases, and had to show, look, I'm innocent. I clicked on this because I run a movement that combats this shit. Yep. And I mean, it's disgusting. The emojis, the war. Yeah, the ice cream emoji, that pizza emojis. I didn't believe that for years. The whole pizza thing. I was like, this is fake. Whatever, conspiracy theory.
Tell them what it means.
Then I seen it. Then I seen the ice cream. Then I seen the sandwiches. Then I seen the ice cream sandwiches. Ice cream sandwiches are multicolored, are biracial children, by the way. They're using emojis and acronyms for these children. Like having a pizza is having a slice. You're having a slice of a child.
It's gross, man.
It's disgusting.
It's incredible. Incredible. Absolutely insane. Ah, God.
Now they have caught a couple of some of these hotels, that the owners of these hotels was actually involved in a lot of this. I got a video for you to show you this. Hold on
Okay,
one second.
let's check this out.
You know what I mean? But I say I've done my research on this, boy. I went through everything. Just watch this.
Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention?
Oh my God.
You see that? You
Yeah,
see
I
that?
saw that.
So that tells you right there that you got hotels. You got actual hotels that's behind a lot of this shit too. That they getting their little money off the back end for
Oh, of
this.
course.
I mean, for stashing these kids that they're out there trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, of course, someone had to pay them to build the tunnel system to be able to traffic kids or people out. You know, of course, they're not going to just a normal business is not going to just destroy their walls to make a random whole trap wall that goes through a whole ass tunnel. Not going to happen. Go to any Marriott. It's not, I mean, just
Did you
saying.
see the synagogues? Did you see the synagogue in New York? They had an underground tunnel. The synagogue in New York had an underground tunnel, and in an underground tunnel, there was soiled children's beds. There was soiled baby aprons. And they said they were just doing it for renovations. Why is there a tunnel with soiled baby beds all over in this tunnel? What are you doing?
It's obvious on that.
Yeah. Signs and symbols for the conscious mind.
You know, one of the other things that we need to put on here as well. You know, we talking about the labor trafficking, talking about the sex trafficking, but we need to also talk about how these people are targeting these females, whether they're targeting them from, they have things where they can put stuff on your car, like they put like zip ties on the passenger side of your passenger side door, or they marking your tire with paint. I actually had a friend of mine that had came to me and was like, can you think you can get this off my car? What are you talking about? Went outside and took a look, and they had yellow paint on the bottom of the tire. So I'm like, when this happens? Not quite sure. I had my car washed yesterday, and it wasn't like that. But I got out this morning, and I seen this on my car. Well, they ended up going and talking to security at their job, and security went and ran the tapes back and showed there was people walking around the parking garage marking people's cars with yellow paint. They were marking tires.
Saying how if you're moving, if you're around,
right. Or they was going through. I've seen another case where they were going through where they were putting $100 bills on the windshield wipers. So when you noticed it and you pulled over, then they were right behind you. Or they put a rag in your put a rag on your door handle, or they would put an actual chemical on your door handle. that would knock you out. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's a whole lot of stuff that you can go, you know what I mean, that goes on and on and on. And then you see, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we was talking about this particular subject, and I was telling him this was a story we was going to do. And I asked him, did he know what the signal was? And he said, what do you mean? I said, meaning if you're in a store and you notice a woman give you a signal, do you know what it means when she gives you that signal? Meaning she's signaling you for help. You know what I mean? She can't actually say help, but she can give you a signal and you know what that signal means. Because 9 times out of 10, with her giving you that signal, that means that whoever it was that she need help from is right beside her, you know, and he didn't know. You know what I mean? So there's a couple different ones, but I got a little snippet right here of a woman that was somebody ended up filming this, but she was asking for help, and they just happened to know what she was doing. Hold on a second.
Oh my God, you guys!
What?
That's the sign for help.
What?
She just did the
Which
sign
one?
for help.
Which
The girl
one?
with the black jacket.
Oh,
With
come
the,
on,
what's
let's
the
go.
guy with the
Let's
white
go.
hoodie?
Let's
Yeah.
go, let's
Go help. Go help. Go. Hurry. Don't be obvious. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so freaked out right now. Hold on, they're coming. Yeah, hold on, shh, don't. Oh my God, go. Go. Mom, get out of there.
I did not know that that was a universal sign. I had no idea. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm so glad that you showed that.
Yeah, that's it's there's several things like you said. A lot of people don't know, and see that's the whole part of even doing a show like
Of
this.
doing this.
Right.
Exactly.
So people can be more observant as to what it is that's going on. Because, like I said, if you would have seen that normally, you would have thought she was waving or something like. I mean, you wouldn't have knew like, okay, well, you know, that's somebody that has her against her will, and she can't make a scene right now, but she's warning you that this is what's going on. You know, what I mean, she's
Mm-hmm.
trying to give you a signal that this is what's going on. You know, and another thing that we need to talk about on her as well is that a lot of the times, especially dealing with these young girls, a lot of them get drawn in on, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, where they meet these people who they're thinking that's teenagers, and they're talking to them, thinking that and they actually establishing relationships with these people, like as though like this is my boyfriend, but he lives out of state, stuff like that, and they're talking to these people, and the whole time this man or woman is grooming them to to the point that they're gonna get them to where they can let me get them to where I can get them to do what I need them to do, and get them to step out, and hey, I'm gonna meet you at such and such place, and whatnot. So it's there's a lot of stuff dealing with that as well. You know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of our viewers need to understand, that you need to start paying attention to who your kids are talking to. You know what I mean? You should know, like you should actually have seen the people that they talk to, that
Yep.
you see them talking to on the phone, that you see them typing on the internet to. If you need to have personally seen that person, because you do not know who it is that's on the other end of this computer that you're talking to, that they're talking
See,
to.
this is something that's right up my alley right here, because I have a 7-year-old that's just about to turn 8, and her big thing is Roblox right now. I think every 8-year-old thing is Roblox, right? So obviously, the first thing, as being who and where my background from, the very first thing I did was turn off all capabilities of any type of chat, friendships, any of that. All of it came off. There is no chat at all. There's an actual parental thing you can do if your children are playing these things, that you can set yourself up for the best success possible. Make it try to make it where failure is impossible. Keep an eye on your kids. Don't be a lazy parent. Keep an eye on what they're doing. And a lot of the times they just want to, we'll just let, they're minding their business or keeping out of my space, blah, blah, blah. You need to really keep a hawk's eye vision on these kids, because unfortunately there are so many predators out in the world, and our children, like we were just talking about, these are innocent beings. They don't know anything or know any better of the grand scale of what we're talking about right here, right now. You think my 8-year-old daughter's going to understand what we're talking about to this degree? Absolutely not. So it is our job to stand in place. I mean, that's my role as a father. Number one is to be my child's first line of defense. And that goes for my old lady as well, obviously. But that goes without saying is don't be a lazy parent, man. Keep an eye on what your kids are doing. It's not being a helicopter parent. It's understanding and protecting them. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You're definitely right. Gentlemen, I have to get to bed.
Absolutely. You wake up super early, my man. I thought I woke up early. I'm like
I'm a chef.
5:30. You
I'm a
over
chef.
here.
Yeah.
You're over here waking up at work at 4. So I get you, man.
I'm done.
Right.
So, before you go, brother, let me say number one, I appreciate you coming on here, man. And when you have some others, man, when you got stuff going on up there, you need some help, you let me know. You know what I mean? Because we'll be more than happy to help you do whatever. But before
and we got a network.
Right. So before you get off, let everybody know how to get a hold of you. So that way, you may be able to collab with some other places around here with somebody may be watching. They may want to get a hold of you. You know what I mean? So let them know.
Okay. Well, my IG is Tone Poli. It's TonePoli. It's right under there. Then my TikTok is Renegade at Renegade_Survivor. I don't know how long I'll have this account. Bishop knows that I go through account like underwear. Okay. Like
I bet you do.
I've been through 31 accounts in 3 years. Okay. So yes, I am the band fam champion. Okay. So like I keep going though,
Yeah.
all I want to say to everybody in here and gentlemen right there, we need help. All of us need help. We need help in this fight. I mean, there's no more complacency, because it's just going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I know we can't take on the world, but we can take on a fraction of it. And that's the thing. In February, I'm getting my 501(c), and I'm making Renegades a nonprofit. I'm truly out here gonna do this footwork harder than I'm doing right now. And that's my goal. And people like Bishop, Mike, thank you for putting me on your guys' platform. I really appreciate this. This means a lot to me.
Absolutely.
No problem,
and a side note, the man that actually just said this, Guardian Riders, that is the national president of the Guardian Riders that protect children. So I definitely want to link you guys. That's okay. Their whole goal, and so you guys would work fantastic together for sure.
And Mike, Bishop, AB, you can give Mike my phone number too.
Okay, I will.
I'm totally down for that. Give Mike my phone number. But gentlemen, many blessings. Thank you. Keep fighting. I really appreciate y'all. Razzle dazzle.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, boss. We'll talk to you on the flip side. Man, the work that he does, the work that goes in behind that. That's a lot. I mean, you heard him, like 30 plus accounts, just getting banned. Like, yeah, I mean, and that's on social media. That's on the internet. That's not.
But you know why they keep banning his accounts? You know why they keep banning his accounts? It's because he keep putting them out there.
Mm-hmm.
So all these ones that they're busting and catching, he putting their faces out here. Like, listen, this.
Yep.
This.
As it should be.
Right.
I mean, isn't that what a sex registry is for in the first place? So we have social media on in our fingertips. Why would we not utilize that? That's what pisses me off. I mean, it's crazy. I go on TikTok, right? You'll see the worst of the worst on there. But I post a video of me riding my motorcycle, and because I'm amputated, they ban me and my account because it's a quote unquote dangerous activity, and I'm promoting it because I'm amputated, right? So like that's crazy to me. Like that, so I can get banned so easy for that, and then they slide all this crap nonstop across whether it's all platforms really, and then you'll get banned for like the smallest things ever. And then they take something like this and they ban the guy that is trying to help the situation.
Yeah, that's
Like,
exactly what they do.
That's crazy
You
to
see,
me.
I mean, like you think about it, man. That they're even trying to change. Like I said, they're trying to change the actual word as to what it means. Like you trying to water it down. Like, oh, like it ain't. Well, it's not so bad. You know, it's just this. You know what I mean? Like seriously. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, if you think about it, a lot of people turn a blind eye to this because it hasn't happened to them.
Right.
Your daughter or your son has not been
right. Yep. And then you would want everyone to help.
Right. And then when that happens to you, then you want every organization in the world
every resource
coming down to help you find your kid. But all this other time, the stuff was going on and it wasn't your kid involved. You didn't give a damn.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why we keep raising awareness to this because, okay, not only are you as an adult watching this show, but you in turn pass this knowledge to your kid. So your kids know what to look for. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even you know what to look for. Because a lot of times you don't know either. I'm getting ready to show you. Let me show this one video right here to kind of prove that a lot of times these teenagers be doing stuff that you don't even realize this is what's actually going on.
I believe
Matt found me on Facebook. We would chat for hours at night. He was always the perfect gentleman and interested in finding out everything that was going on in my life.
Hey Sabrina, is there a game this weekend? I thought that we might go together. No, Mom. I think it's an away game. Besides, they're not doing so great anyway.
He said his parents were the same. That's why he moved out.
Yeah, what?
It was like freedom to me.
I really like velvet stuff. Would you look at the price tag? Can you believe he bought that for me? Jesus, for lingerie? It's not lingerie, it's a dress. For what? He wants to go away next weekend. Where? I don't know, someplace out of town. That sounds sketch. He's here. Bye. Bye.
You wanna try something?
What?
You ever do Molly?
Matt was my escape. He helped me through so many things and took me to so many great places, and well, the way he took care of me, it was easy to fall in love with him. School felt like it was something for kids. My friends were talking about prom, but with Matt, we were talking about places to travel. I had to get my friends to cover for me and say that I was staying at their house.
All right. Check it out.
This is the place?
This is it.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
So when he told me he was in money trouble, I wanted to help him.
So we're doing this or what? Are we doing this or what?
No, I can't.
You can't? You sure?
He said he knew of a way to get money fast. He knew of some girls that would do things for guys, and that we could make some good money.
I'll tell him to sell it. Get out and I'll tell him to sell it.
No, please!
Don't waste my time.
I hadn't seen him like that. He had never raised his voice like that to me before. For the first time, I was scared of him. I remember the first night was the worst. I threw up and told Matt I couldn't do it. It didn't seem real at first. Nobody knew where I was. I don't know what would have happened if I had said no. One night became a week. The weeks became months. And then I could never go back. Guys would want different things. It's kind of a blur, honestly. I somehow realized that I would never be able to walk outside again the same. Matt always says we need more money.
Got you 6.
And I trust him. If he didn't take care of me, I don't know who would. I can't go back home and face my family and friends. Not after the things I've done. They wouldn't understand. There's a lot of other girls out here doing the same thing. Some have it worse.
Hey, come on, time's up.
I've seen terrible things happen to other girls. I wonder if it'll happen to me. Sometimes I wonder how I got here.
Stay in the car.
I don't want to do this, but where would I go? I still feel like I love him. And I think one day, he will love me enough to end this. Matt.
You see that?
Yeah,
You
it
see
sure
how-
did.
You know, that video there just kind of gave you like a timeline as to how
Yep.
quickly that happens. It starts with
And how much they gain that trust and that vulnerability from them at first, and then how
Absolutely.
it quickly transforms into this monstrosity.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like I said, because usually, you know, a lot of them come from people that they know, who they, you know, it's people that they'd have met on the web or whatever that engage in this false sense of security. Now, you do have, you know, people that actually just get straight up abducted. They just
Yep.
run up on them, grab them, throw them in the van, and take off.
Absolutely
You have
happens.
but you also have these ones that they've been actually coerced, groomed,
Yep.
lured.
Coercion.
You know, a couple months ago in Cleveland, Ohio, between January 1st of 23 and September 23rd of 23, they have lost 1,000 young girls between January and September. Now, here's the thing, though. They only did one news article about it. Only one. And they wrote one newspaper article about it that was about this long.
On page
Yeah,
36.
Right. And they had a cop on there, and he said, well, it may not be, you know, as bad as we think it is because, you know, a couple of these girls, you know, ran away a couple times. So we had to do paperwork on them a couple times. So that's probably the reason why the number is up as high as it is. Okay, so let's just say, for instance, just say maybe there was. Okay, so the question is, where are they though? Where they at? You know what I mean? So let's just say that, you know, you had 50 girls that you had to make double reports on. Okay, where are they? Where are they now? You know what I mean? Can you put paperwork with faces? Where are they? You know what I mean? If you got one kid that's gone, that's a problem. You know, and the reason why you probably don't hear a lot about this is because, to be quite honest, you have Black, Hispanic, indigenous, or poor white kids that they don't give a fuck about. Now, if that was one of the mayor's kids,
Of course.
or one of the city councilman kids, or
course.
the senator's daughter, or whatever, they'd have made sure everybody in the world knew about that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But they don't pay much attention to this because they don't give a shit about that. You know what I mean? So, you got to think this stuff here this trafficking doesn't have any color boundaries. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck what color you are. You know what I mean? They don't give a damn what history you got.
No, their only boundary is 18 years old.
Right.
That's their boundary. Anything below that, that's great. Fantastic for them.
Right. I mean, because you got some dirty fucks, whoever, that was like, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this, and they go find them.
Right. Facts.
You know what I mean? But then too, think about these ones that they done got just to use to harvest their organs. You know what I mean? Because we didn't really talk about that.
No, and
We
the
talked
harvest
about
we did.
Yep,
Labor and sex trafficking. Now there goes even another level deeper of organ trafficking. Which to me, this is all the same level to me, in my opinion. But when you are looking at somebody as literally just organs, or just sex, or just, like, to me, this it is about as gross as it gets. Like, a lot of the times that you were playing these videos, like, the whole time it's hard for me to watch. Like, I've got like goosebumps on me. Like, it's actually enraging, to watch a lot of this stuff. And I think that's why a lot of people don't necessarily sit there and consume a ton of it to like learn on it, right? Because there are people like us that will hear about it and get extremely pissed off, but that doesn't mean we should shy away and pretend like it didn't happen or it doesn't happen. And I think that's what sets us apart from, I guess, the normal society, is that we kind of come from our own subculture and our own sub-society that does not accept this whatsoever. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely not like a normal Californian, I run by the code, and that there is zero excuse. I don't care, like, that whole situation about the bar situation. I could give two fuck about if that girl was 8 years old in that bar. I don't care if she was 17 years old in that bar. I don't care. It is your responsibility. You want to go ahead and get intimate with them? That is your responsibility. That is why in prison, it's in black and white. There is no, hey, this is my dance around story to what happened. No, they PC you up for a reason, because they know what's about to happen to you.
Right.
There's a code to this, and that there's levels to this and boundaries we never cross. And even as people on the other side of the law will look at you and say you are the worst human being on the planet above all else. So that's why that guy earlier, when he was like trying to like excuse it off, like, oh, well, no one wants to talk about the real issue about the girl being in the bar. That's not the issue. The issue is you're sick and you wanted to take a 15-year-old home and get to town. That's what you wanted to do. I don't care if she looked 17, 18. She's young as fuck. You can tell. If you're like some 40-year-old dude, why are you trying to get out? Like, okay, if you're going to do it, then take her home, but ID her first. You know what I mean? Like, she looked young. There's a motive there somewhere. And that to me is strange or weird. You're weird.
But the motive is you're a nasty fuck. That's what the motive is.
Yeah.
But you gotta like you said, like, you got a lot of them guys that deals with this, like the grooming part is one thing.
Right.
But then you had the coercion over top of that.
And it makes it almost like that double.
They get them so where they get them hooked on drugs and stuff like that, to where now it's like I'm dependent on this person now. You know what I mean? Like I can't
Right.
move without him. You know what I'm saying? He's taking care of me. He's doing this. He's doing that. And where does all that come from? You find these kids that's lacking. You know what I mean? Mom's not around, dad's not around.
Yep.
They out fending for themselves anyway. Okay, let me bring them on in. You know what I mean? And a lot of them don't even realize that it's wrong. You know what I mean? And then uh the ones who know that it's wrong, they can't get away from it now because you too far in. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or they done got you shipped over to another country, but you know your ass ain't coming back. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So now you gotta play ball.
Right.
You know, it's sad. It's true, but it's sad. But then you go back. This ain't, like you had the movie and it talked about, the sexual exploitation of these kids and the labor exploitation, stuff like that. But then you move over here and then you got that Epstein shit where he
Mhm.
had the whole damn island over there full
Yep.
of people, teenagers, kids, all kind of shit over there.
And names are just coming out like crazy. They're coming out. It's
Right.
crazy, man.
Exactly. So you had that going on too. You know what I mean? So you can't talk about this without talking about this. You know what I mean? So it's some
Facts.
nasty fucks over in Mexico stealing these kids, but you got some nasty fucks right here in the US that's paying top dollar to fuck around with somebody's baby. And that's bullshit. You know what I mean? And what they need to do is find these fuckers and put them out in the middle of the road, stick a hot poke up their ass and see how they feel. That's
I
what they need
agree.
to do.
I agree. I agree. Straight up. And guys, this one's going to be a heavily demonetized video. Okay. Just this is something we knew going into it. Anytime you talk about something of this caliber, YouTube does not like it whatsoever. So your guys' support means everything on this episode. I did want to point that out. Right here is Archbishop's information and his TikTok, his Instagram, his Cash App right there, $Bishop 8752. This is how we run the show, guys, is from your guys' support. And obviously, YouTube is not going to like this one whatsoever. It's immediate. Anytime you talk about this topic, it's done. And that's probably why a lot of content creators don't. You know what I mean? And because for them, it's 1000% about the money. To me, for us, it's just being able to continue forward and be able to do what we do. That's literally it. So, and also, guys, remember the best metric to YouTube, the number one metric of all time, is that like button. That like button lets everyone else in YouTube, it lets YouTube know that this video is worthy to be pushed into the algorithm. That's how this works. So when you guys do that, it means a big thing. Side note, for everyone that's watching right now on the Facebook platform, get ready because we're going to be cutting off Facebook. It's not going to be in too long, not too short. We're going to give you guys a grace period, but it's only going to be like 2-3 more weeks. So guys, subscribe to not only my channel, but the Diamond Effect. The Diamond Effect, guys, please. This is where all of the video content's going to be. It's not going to be on Facebook, the Facebook groups and all that. It's going to be here only. So it would mean the world to me if you guys could do that as well. Please like the video, comment, share all of that stuff. And AB, what did you think about the extensiveness of this?
As in what? What do you mean?
Well, how extreme this is. You know what I mean? This was a major, major topic. All the way around.
Last year, me and Bone did this. We kind of dug into it a little bit, and we actually did a 2-part on this, where we actually ran up on another organization and we actually found actual survivors that had actually went through this, and we had them on. It was mind blowing to hear what that young lady had to say. A lot of stuff we didn't ask on the show because we didn't want her to put everything out. But this is stuff that she thought that it was.
It's already hard enough to come out on the internet already.
Out there, you know what I mean? And it was tragic to know and hear the stuff that she went through and the reason why she went through it. You know, this is all. Ever since then, it's kind of always stuck there. So I kept in contact with Anthony and stuff throughout. Cinderella, I had her contact him and check on him throughout because I know that he's up there fighting that fight. He's holding the line. You know what I mean? And he has those guys up there, renegades against pedophiles. They up there and they fighting a good fight up in Detroit, but it's just them. It's just them. You know what I mean? They need help. So if you in that Michigan area, if you in Detroit area, get up with it. You know what I mean? If you in the Ohio area, Toledo, Cleveland, get up with this man. You know what I mean? Help this man out because this is what he does. Like he works a regular job, but other than that, that's what he's out here doing.
Right. No, it's mega, man. And also, real quick, Steve, with a super sticker on that, and then on top of that, I gotta give you a double because he keep putting out that fire content. Appreciate that channel membership, man. It means the world. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, so man. It's a lot to it, man. And like the more, let's say when we finished our show Wednesday last week, then I started on this one.
Mm-hmm. So you did right away.
Yeah. So from Wednesday till now, I've been working on this one.
You sure did.
It was crazy because the more I pulled up, the more stuff I found. The more pages I flipped, the more stuff I found. And it's like it's not hidden. It's right there in plain view. They just don't talk about it.
Right. Facts.
But it's some. Like I said, there's some more stuff that we getting ready. I mean, like this show here, we going YouTube doesn't like the fact that we're talking about this, but it needs to be talked about.
Right. Nonetheless, no matter what.
The issue about, okay, you got to hit that like button. You got to hit that like button. That's what keeps us on here. That's what, whether YouTube likes it or not, as long as you're hitting that like button, they can't stop it.
That's right.
So you got to hit the like button. You know what I mean? The ones that's on the channel, I mean, and it's about, man, it's almost 600 of you on the group.
On the page, man. It's insane.
Come over to the channel. All you got to do is just come over, hit the button. That's all you got to do.
That's right.
Come over, hit it over here on this side. Because we're trying to push this out further so we can get this. We need to get these messages out further than what we're doing right now. And in order to do that, we need you ones that's already here, that's on the ground level right now with us. The ones that's holding the line with us right now, we need you over here. So that way we can start spreading out. You know what I mean? So you ones that haven't already, you need to go over and hit that subscribe button. Also, what I did is the ones who did last week, who had switched over, went from the page to the channel. I told them we was gonna give away a tumbler this week to the ones who did that. So we got I got a little thing right here. We're gonna spin the wheel and see who won this tumbler. Now, whoever wins, you're gonna have to send me a DM with your address and all that stuff to you, so we can get it over to you. So let's see if we can get this pop up here.
I got you. On. There we go.
All right. So we're gonna hit this little spin button. Let's see who we got here. We got Clayton, we got Tanisha, we got Elizabeth Rich, PB, Dana Hope, Fire Red, Rome, Enza, Brian, Sandman.
A lot of participants.
What's that? Bud and Will. Okay. So these are the ones for this week. Now, we'll do another one for next week and we'll put something else out there. But the object of this is for you to transition from the group to the channel. Okay? You're not going to get on this wheel unless you transfer from the group to the channel. And then you got to let me know that you done it. and I can put you on here to do it. Okay, so it's real easy. Just go over to the YouTube, punch up the Diamond Effect. It's the links. There's several links on the page. If you don't know which one, hit it. Go over there, hit subscribe. That's simple. Let's pop this up and let's get this. Let's spin this
All right,
wheel.
let's do it.
Let's see here.
Nice. As you guys can see it right there, Elizabeth. Very, very nice. Congratulations on the win.
Okay, so Elizabeth, you need to get a hold of me and give me your information, so that way we can get that mail to you. Next week, we're gonna come up with something else. But let me show you some of the stuff I came up with, though. Let me see what we got here. We got all kinds of. I'm telling you, our merchandise gonna be off the chain here in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this week we did the tumbler. We did the glow in the dark tumbler. We did that this week. Okay, so we got a couple other little things. Though you want us up on the computer to point click all the time. We got the mouse pad. We got the mouse pad. We got the Diamond Effect coasters. Got those out to press. We got these here goes in your car where your cup holders are. That's where these fit right down in there. You got the t-shirts, of course, but we also got the flags. we got a couple different ones of these. It's gonna be a couple different colors. This one here is the all black one, of course, but we got a couple different ones, a couple different styles of these that we're coming up with. So we got quite a few things that we're gonna be popping up with. We're gonna raffle off some of the stuff. A lot of this stuff is gonna be we're working on right now getting a actual site together to where you can go on and order the merch and stuff like that.
Right.
But we're also going to give out a little bit to some of you guys for doing for right now. The only thing you got to do right now is leave from the group page over to the channel. I mean, like you can stay on the Facebook page, move over to the channel and hit that subscribe button. You do that, that's gonna help us. You know what I mean? And hitting that like button is just like sending us $5. Okay. And
it very much is.
Right. And it's not costing you time.
It's free to do. Absolutely. And it takes 0.2 seconds to do. Not even.
Yeah, so that's I'm telling you, tonight's been something, man. It's every like I said, last year it kind of opened my eyes up to some stuff, and this year it did even more. But human trafficking is a global issue that affects millions of people.
Yes, it is.
And it's crucial that we educate ourselves and take action to combat this crime, because it is a crime. Whether they try to sugarcoat it or not, it's a crime. Me, you, Mike Ball, and the Diamond Effect is dedicated to raising awareness, supporting these survivors, and advocating for the change. So by spreading the word and supporting organizations fighting against human trafficking, we can all contribute to making a difference. But just remember, together we can shine light on the darkness and create a world free from this human trafficking. That's my word for the night.
Man, that I got to leave it off with that, man. Thank you guys so much for being here. It means the world to us that you guys are here. We can't do it alone. Obviously, we're not a show without you guys. We need your guys' help. Just being here, viewing it means the world to us. So thank you immensely for being here. And until what? 7 days from now, man. And also in between, we're doing a lot of editing of clips, doing different things in between all of this. So we're going to be also leaking out some really cool edited reels, shorts, stuff like that for the channel to continue to grow and give out as much info as possible. You guys got it, man. So I'm gonna leave you guys off with one of my little productions here that I played earlier today. Earlier today. So I might as well play it today. We're gonna go ahead and give it to you guys, and we'll send you guys out on a good note. Let's get it.
Wait, tattoos all on my face. Hey, I can see in their face. I know I'm pop. We know you not. Joker, gang. You hear the
light. You say you gang, but we don't know your name. We been had the clout, we been had the fame. We been getting money, we making it rain. This here no joke, we don't need a scope. Everyone talking, but we never broke. I carry the weapon when I go outside, man, don't try to provoke. You go down like a slope. Wait, we got tats on our face. We got straps on our waist. Getting money, we straight. I know they hating, I know they plotting. I let them all watch. Can't ever do what we do. I put my painted tattoos.
Wait, tattoos all on my face. Hey, I can see in their face. I know I'm pop. We know you not. Joker, gang. You hear the lot. I make it spin like the wheel. I really been in the field. Money, no chill. Get on the beat and I drill. All of us ready to kill. Drum on the cave for the thrill. I get it straight out the seal. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I've been outside, that's for I get it straight out the seal. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I've been outside. Inside, you don't know how I feel. I'm ready for war. I got the Drake, I'm ready to pop. You staring at me cause I know I got face tats. But you scared to run up and do something about it cause I shoot all daylight. I don't give a fuck. Wait. Tattoos all on my face. Hey, I can see in their face. I know I'm pop. We know you not. Joker, gang. You hear the lot.
Why, hello, how you doing? How can I help? Can't handle the heat, my friend? Okay, leave it with creepy Uncle Lester.